I fuck up so you guys don't have to. This broke. Oh, that's great, it's broken. Bugger. Sod it. It's still dribbling. Very good afternoon to everyone. It's a lovely spring day here in Southern Europe, and today I'm going to fix the tube that feeds washer fluid to the nozzle in the boot lid of my Citroen C5 X7 Tourer. One that looks just like this one here. Now, this is a common problem on this car, on this model of car I should say. It happened on my previous C5 X7 Tourer, and I managed to fix it then, but I didn't have a YouTube channel, so I didn't film it. It's rather straightforward, but there are some things that you need to keep in mind. First and foremost, you've got to have these. This is the most important part. What are these? These are trim clips. Have a look at that. Okay. Whoops, dropped it. But yeah, have a good look, because I bought these many years ago for that previous car. It was in 2019, so that's 4 years ago, and I don't know what the reference is anymore. These were left over from that job, and you're going to need them, because when you pull out the existing clips, they are going to break. That's guaranteed. Unfortunately, that means you're going to have bits of plastic rattling around in the tailgate indefinitely, but it's either that or have a leaky tube. So yeah, that's one thing you're going to need. And the other thing you're going to need also is some kind of tube to replace the tube that's already there. Citroen made these tubes out of, I don't know, gum and prayers, because they don't last very long, and this hopefully will. This will last indefinitely. The inside diameter is 7 millimeters. It's what I measured on the existing tube. So the idea is to slot this over the existing tube and keep it in place. I'm going to use silicone and cable ties to do that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will work. But yeah, you're going to have to also bring some kind of knife or something to cut it to length. I've got this multi-tool. I'm going to use that. And you're going to need also trim removal tools. Very important to remove the trim. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, remove the trim. This is going to be very hard to film, but basically you're just going to remove this outer part here, okay? Just this outer part here. It splits into two. There's a seam here. You've got to look and see which is the seam. Okay, at this point I'd like to interrupt to show that you don't prise these two parts apart like I'm doing in the video. Why? See these bits, they've been pressed together, and that looks like it was a factory job. See, it broke when I undid it, so I'm going to glue it back together. But as usual, I fuck up so you guys don't have to. Okay, that did not go as planned. The entire piece of trim broke. That wasn't supposed to happen. This is not going well. This broke, so I'm going to have to glue it back on. There you go. So, this wasn't supposed to come off. These were glued in place, so yeah, I can glue it back in, it'll be fine. Both these bits broke off, both of them, so I'm going to have to glue them back into place. This is not good quality Citroen. Look at the size of that, you can see that. Can you see the size of the contact line? Obviously this is going to break. Oh god, that's not good design. So yeah, next I've got a couple of clips still remaining. That is 1, 2, 3, 6 clips. All you need is 6 clips. Oh, it was nearly whole. Nearly. Now this one. all of the clips, all of them broken. None can be reused. Next thing I'm going to do is take off the spoiler where the third brake light is housed, the upper level brake light, to get access to the tube up here. For that I'm going to undo 2 screws, one here and one here, and I think that's it. The whole spoiler assembly is coming loose. I want to come out. What the flog was that? This just popped loose. Maybe it was that. What am I missing? Oh, someone's already been here. Let me bring you in. Where are they? There you are. Focus on that. See, these clips, I think that's what's keeping it in. It wouldn't come out, and I found what the problem was. Couple of clips. That one broke, that one didn't. One that didn't break. Anyway, now it's loose. The next thing we're going to do is undo this connector here, undo this tube here. The things you discover as you go along. So something else. See these clips there? They clip onto the hinges here. So there will be resistance as well. There's loads of things to unclip. Also, there's some kind of connection that's stopping me from removing the cable. So that's the freaking spoiler off. God, that was a pain in the backside. One of the reasons we're doing it in the spring is so it wouldn't rain. Why? Because first off, I don't have a top level brake light, and I think that's illegal. Everything's exposed here. I don't want this exposed to the rain. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure it won't rain. So by this point, what we want is in here. Someone's already put some shrink tube around the tube, which means, yeah, someone's already been here. I can tell by the bodgery. Someone's already been here. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the shrink tube and have a look at what damage is inside. Shrink tube off. I wish I had some scissors. Yeah, this isn't a good method. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can get some scissors. I bet the sound in this video is going to be awful. But as soon as I got here, I found out that the microphone, I've been testing a microphone, and that was out of battery. And I thought, my God, that's unfair. And I realised I hadn't charged it since I bought it. I don't know how long ago. Oh yeah, I remember. It's when I bought this car. There we are. Bingo. It's broken here at this point. Bodgery. Look at that. Rubbish. I think I can do better. I'm going to do it like so. See? That should work, but first I've got to get all this crap off. There you go. Next, I'm going to have to measure this. Measure twice, cut once. And I really have to. Well, I can probably afford to make some kind of mistake, but this took ages. I had to buy this from China because I couldn't find any store locally that stocked this, if you can believe such a thing, but it's true. So yeah, it's a very rough estimate. Yeah, around about there. That should do it. Snip. So this is the tube I'm going to use. First thing I'm going to do is to apply some silicone. So that will give me an extra seal. Here, shblock, shblock. There you go. Some nice silicone round there. Cool. The other tube, is this recording? God, I hope this is useful footage, otherwise I'm going to be very gutted. More silicone around. And in it goes. And I've still got loads of tube left. Look at that. Look at all that tube. Anyway. Finally, a zip tie, because you can never have too much sealing capacity. I don't know, maybe the zip tie is overkill. I'm going to leave it there anyway. Just wipe off some of the excess silicone. Next step is to put everything all back together again. So yeah, I'm only going to put the spoiler back, this. I'm not going to put this, I've still got to glue it back together. First thing though, I have to remove this because this is broken, put a new one in. There you go. Like so. Oh god. There you go, that's in place. Hopefully that will work. It's in position. There and there. Snap. Experiment. Snap. This is me putting the clips here into place. There's this thing that's, oh that's great, it's broken. Bugger. Sod it. That looks tidy. I'm going to let it cure before I try out the washer nozzle. Yeah, now I'm going to put the screws in. There you go. Nice and tight, not too tight because it's plastic that it's screwing into. There we are. So that's it for today. First, I'm going to let that cure for at least 24 hours. I'm going to take this bit of trim home and glue the bits that broke. See if I can glue them back on. I nearly forgot, while I've got the trim off, I am going to have a look around the sides where the heating elements meet this other part, because many of them are still failing. So yeah, I'm going to have a look at that as well. So I'm back at home. I've got my piece of trim here, as you can see. Now I'm going to have to glue bits of it back together. That's why it's here on my desk. This is broken. I've already explained what happened here, and also these parts here. They're very easy to locate because you can see exactly where they broke off. Please focus. So I'm going to glue that back. I also miscounted the amount of clips you need. So there's one here, and then two more on the other side, which in this case, thankfully, they're still in one piece. I can reuse them. And it's good because I miscounted, which means you'd need at least 10 if all of them break, and I only had 9. Anyway, I'm going to glue it all back on with this special plastic glue. I don't know if it works. I'm not fond of exaggeration, but in this case, I have no qualms whatsoever in putting loads of glue. And I urge you to do the same if this happens to you. Tons of it. Let's just check one thing. It's still dribbling out a bit. That must mean that the problem wasn't the tube. Yeah, either way, I'm gonna call that a success, because now you know how to fix this tube, because this tube does rupture by itself. This is still in place. Let me see if I can focus. Yeah, this hasn't budged. silicone's cured, this is still in place. As far as fixes go, it's not that bad. Could be a lot worse. Very cheap fix, by the way. I mean, the tube cost about €1 online, and all the rest was blood, sweat and tears on my part. Oh well, yeah. Not the outcome I expected, but satisfactory nonetheless. So, I hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please like and subscribe and share and all that stuff, and I hope to see you in a future video. I bid you farewell. You like my t-shirt?